Alright guys, a lot of you wanted a mod folder reveal and asked me what texture packs I use, so I'll go over all my mods as well as chat trigger modules for both cheating and legit profiles. First, I'll go over my texture packs. The main three I use are Bombies 180K in red and Bombies 180K in blue. Both by Tori, I edited these packs a little to use the blocks from Fatcat 16X, as well as the armor from Prism 16X, because I like how these look. The third main texture pack I use is Fatcat 16X by Lucy, and this is edited slightly to use the armor from Prism 16X. I also use some overlay texture packs. The first being a trapped chest overlay made by Flame of War, so the mimic chest is highlighted red, and the second being a lava to water texture pack. I'll include download links to these in the description. These are my Minecraft settings. I use 100 FOV, I cap my FPS at 245 and use 5 render distance. I play with all my video settings as low as possible to maximize performance, and I remove all particles as well. I play with view bobbing off and dynamic FOV off, just to give my game a cleaner look so there is no changing of FOVs or screen shake. Quick disclaimer that you should not download any mod or chat trigger module from a place that you do not trust. I will leave Discord servers for every mod or chat trigger that has one, and you should only download from these. If you download something from anywhere else, be sure to go through the code and make sure it is not a rat. A lot of the features talked about in this video are use at your own risk. Just because I use them and do not get banned does not mean that I will never be banned. Now, let's get into the mods. I'll go over my mods that do not have configs first. I use Essential for a couple reasons. It lets you add people so you can message them, which is useful if someone is muted in-game. I also like Essential because of the cosmetics. I personally use the snow particles around me and think they look really clean. Crash Patch is nice because it stops your game from fully crashing in most cases when something goes wrong. That way, you can just get back to the run and fix the issue later. I am not going to go over every single feature in skytils, NEU, or SBA, because there are already a lot of videos on all of these, but I will leave my configs for them in the description and quickly go through their GUIs. NU causes a lot of lag on lower-end computers, and everything I use it for can be easily replaced by other mods/chat triggers. Patcher is a mod that I use to boost my frames per second in-game, and I will leave my config for that below as well. mods that have configs, first I'll go over Odin. I use Odin Client, which can be found in Odin's Discord. You can get either the client version, which has cheats, or just Odin, which is the legit version. First is Dungeon Waypoints. I get asked a lot about what I am using to highlight the secrets in the dungeon, and I use Dungeon Waypoints for this. I am using a config made by Subatomic and can be found in Flame of War's Discord server. I will link the config in the description. Next, I use secret hitboxes. This is found in a couple other mods, but I just use Odin's. It essentially just largens the hitbox of certain items like levers and buttons to make them easier to click. Clicked secrets is just good for showing me whether I clicked a secret and if a chest is locked or not. For puzzle solvers, I use Odin for all of them. I just think that they are the most up-to-date solvers, and the waterboard solver provides a one-flow solution as well. Auto requeue is good when you're in a party that does not downtime a lot. You can just make it automatically requeue into a new run after however many seconds. Secret Chime makes a noise after grabbing a secret ghost blocks is found in other mods. It's also known as G-Key, and it just clears blocks for you. When you press the keybind, you set it to. This is nice for grabbing secrets through walls or if you need to stonk through a fence or whatever else. Swap Sound. I do not ever need while cheating, but it just plays a noise whenever you hit a successful swap stonk, and it is pretty cool. Blood Camp gives an approximation of where the blood mobs will fall, so you can kill them out of the air. Leap menu is really nice. You can sort it by class or by names, and it just looks really neat. You can also use it to announce who you are leaping to. Trigger Bot. I use for relics, it just places your relic into the cauldron for you. Necron Drop Timer just gives a countdown on when you will fall into the lava during P3. This is good for timing your rag axe. Melody Message just sends a melody in chat to let your teammates know to stack your terms. Wither Dragons shows the timer till the dragon spawns in P5, which is good for doing arrow stacks. It shows the dragon health, and I like using the tracer feature, which just draws a line to where the dragon's center is. Relic Aura. Now, a lot of people are under the impression that this bans, but I've been using it for the past few weeks and nothing has happened. It's really useful. If you are doing a relic that requires you to leap, because you can just look away and hold out your leap menu when the relic is spawning. These are the rest of the features in Odin that I use, and it is pretty self-explanatory what they do. Next, I will go over Funnymap/Funnymap Extras. Funnymap is what I use for my dungeon map. It pre-loads the map before the dungeon starts, which is very useful for seeing what puzzles there are, what splits people should go to, and whether or not you'd want to run this map if you were trying to play for a PB run. Funnymap Extras is the second part of this mod, which lets you edit the dungeon. You can set up configs inside of the boss to help you with your role, and you can add blocks or remove blocks in different rooms to help you with your secret routes. The commands for Funnymap Extras is /fmem, which puts you inside of edit mode, and /fmbg, which opens up a GUI of different blocks to choose from. I also use a mod from SBY called Secret Guide. This is just Secret Aura, but I use it only for relics. If you make the slot, it swaps to 9. It will place your relic wherever you place a chest in P5, so you can replace the cauldron with a chest to make your relic much faster. These are the settings I use for it. A lot of people also ask me what I use to see mobs through walls. I use Skyblock Client for this with these settings. Lastly, for mods, we have Oringo Client. This mod has so many features that I use for just doing stuff AFK. Unfortunately, this is a paid mod, but I honestly believe that it is worth it if you want the full cheating experience. Blood Aimbot kills the mobs out of the air in blood for you, so you can just AFK and set the FOV to 360. I set the FOV to 40 because I still like to aim at the blood mobs and just make it kill them for me. Secret Aura is probably the best feature Oringo has. It automatically clicks on chests and levers in 6-block radius as well as essence in 4-block radius. I use it for my auto routes, lever in P3, and many more things. Bar phase is used for me clipping through iron bars. This lets me do rooms like pressure plates more effectively and makes TP maze puzzle way faster. Brush is what I use for auto routes. It lets you place/remove blocks in the rooms just like Funnymap extras, as well as place commands or ether warps so you can fully automate secret routes. For puzzles, I use Oringo for all of my auto puzzles. Auto Weirdos, Auto Ice Fill, Auto Water, and Auto Tic-Tac-Toe, they are all very nice for puzzles. Please note that the chest in the water board must be loaded in order for Auto Water to work properly. You click the water lever to start Auto Water. Auto Middle is used for P3. If you stand at the middle before Necron's animation begins, it spawns you in the middle so your team can leap to you and DPS him without him flying around, saving some time. Auto. Align is for the third device in terminals. It just completes all the arrows for you without you having to do anything. Camera I just use to disable my front camera, as well as increase the distance when I am in F5. You can use Odin for this as well if you prefer that. Name tags is nice for showing usernames through walls really big. This is good for when you need to leap to someone in terminals or even just in clear. Lastly, I use Velocity, which is just vertical Jerry Chine gun. It is pretty useful to use for grabbing crystals without spring boots, or also just saving yourself from falling into lava in terminals if you miss a bonzo by a little. That is it for mods, so I will move on to chat trigger modules. First, I will go over modules that you can get by CT importing, and then I will go over ones that you need to download and place into your module folder manually. Keep in mind, to use chat triggers, you need to download the mod. First off, we have Bloom, which you can get by typing CT import Bloom. It has many small QOL features that I use it for to make my game feel more clear. It also has nice timers for Blaze to see how long it took to complete, as well as a timer that shows how much longer it will take to join a new dungeon after warping into one. I also use it for terminal split timers, and Bloom is a required module for some other module I will go over later. The command for this mod is /bl. Next we have SBD, which you get by typing stt import SBD. I use this for finding parties in Party Finder, and it is very useful when you are looking for certain requirements because it shows you their kata level, class level, PB, secret average, total secrets, missing classes in M7, and a bunch of other stats you can choose to have on or disable. Next is Azured Client, which you can get by typing /ct import Azured Client. To open the GUI type /AZ. It is nice to have this module for party commands as well as the chat emotes. It allows you to use MVP ++ emotes without actually having it. I also use it to announce whenever I use a Bonzo and Phoenix mask, as well as for the Goldor tick timer feature, which is useful for knowing when Goldor's barrier will kill you while early entering. Azured Client also has a feature for dragon splits, which tells you what dragon to go to when you are splitting. Now, moving on to chat triggers that you have to download. I'll first go over the modules that I use from Skyblock Y, which is a Discord server created by Soshimee. I will link it in the description. First off, I use SoshimeeHarim Addons. This module has a lot of useful dungeon features and is a non-cheating mod. I use this when I'm playing legit mainly for the terminal feature. It provides customizable terminal solvers which look very nice. I also use this for Party Finder AutoKick. You can type /SA AutoKick after enabling it for help with the command. It also has a very nice i4 helper, which does not reset midway through the device like other helpers. Next off, I use simonshutup. This is Auto SS, and is probably the best Auto SS you can get. Next, I use doorless. You have to use this with another module called clearblocks, which is also in his Discord. And what doorless does is it lets you phase through wither doors very easily, making it easy to get to splits without having to clear the room, as well as opening blood in a very fast time. Next, I use hclip, which allows you to phase through the gold blocks to get to core in S4 very easily. Lastly, I use motivation, which is hclip, made by Fortniteless and can be found in this server as well. That is every module that I use from SBY. Now moving on to other modules. I use cyan add-ons, which can be found in Cyan's Discord server, which will be linked in the description. This is the module that I use for auto terms, fast leaps in terminals, relic look, which snaps you in the direction of your relic after picking it up for red and orange, auto fourth device, and it also has auto P3 features, which I personally do not use but are pretty good. The rest of the CT modules that I use are unfortunately private, but I will still go over them in case one day they become public. Valley Addons, made by Oful, is useful for some nice features such as auto refill pearls, auto open accessory bag, auto open potion bag, blood camp helper. It tells you when someone is at SS, EE2, EE3, core, as well as mid. It also has many other features for dungeons as well, some features for Kudra, but I do not use most of these. Auto TNT is something I use in my auto routes. It just blows up walls for me whenever I'm looking at a certain block, which makes my auto routes a lot more automatic. CatgirlYharim Addons is a module made by Serenity and Turtle. It has an auto P3, blink relics, bar phase, hclip, lava clip, auto I4, auto leap after I4, wither ESP and aimbot, as well as many other useful features. As of right now, I only use it for auto leap after 4. This module is not technically public, but to get it, you can join the server in the description and ask him for it. Pepi is the last module that I use and get asked about the most. It is what I use for lava clipping, all of my auto P3 configs, bonzo trigger bot, and pearl clipping in my auto routes. It is private, and I will not be sending it, but you can go bug at Alarical on Discord. That is all of the mods and CT modules that I currently use. When I am playing legit, I use the same CT modules and mods, but I get rid of any of the ones that contain cheats in them. I use the legit version of Odin, and I use Zero Ping Ether Warp, which is made by Bloom, and can be found in the description. I use the skytils catlas map and Odin's dungeon info together, because the map information provides good info when solo clearing, and using skytils map prevents having to CT import better map. That is all for the video. I will include downloads for my texture packs, and most of the configs for the mods and chat triggers that I used in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe.